Hello everyone. Can you hear me? Please respond in the chat if you can hear me and see the screen and the video as well. Type AVS in the chat, guys. Are you there or chat is on or not on? I think it's on. Yes, Koga. Okay, let's get started. Thank you, Femi, Koga, Amatish, Ahmad, Cezanne, and so many others. Thank you so much for joining in. Today we are going to discuss about data preparations. And let us first understand if there is anyone who has not attended any of our workshops or boot camps, let me know in the chat. If someone is totally new to us, attending for the first time. Okay, I guess no. So let's get started. Are you aware that whenever you are creating any report, okay, Adit is new, okay, fine. Whenever you create any report, and if let's say you take 100 minutes to complete that or 100 hours to complete that, 60 to 70% of that time goes in the data preparation or data cleaning or data transformation. That is the reality of the work. It is not in writing the formulas, it is not in planning, it is not in visualizations, only data cleaning. And this is especially true if your data is flowing from Excel or CSV files, which is majority of the case in many organizations because they do not allow their employees to touch their databases directly for security reasons or for different other reasons. That's the reason this takes a lot of time. And even if it is a database connection, then also you will have to sometimes summarize it, sometimes delete a lot of columns because database tables are meant for multi-purpose use, not for a specific use. That's why there also you will have a lot of data cleaning exercises. How many of you understand this part? Okay, so let's get into the next slide. And for people who are totally new to us, a brief introduction about us, that we help working professionals, helping them to grow in their career, to get a new job with automation tools like Microsoft Excel, Power BI, AI agents, all these things we help people with. That's me, Akhilesh. I'm the founder of DataSense, which is a company into corporate training, consulting, B2C trainings related to tools like Microsoft Excel, Power BI, Power Automate, macros, PowerPoint, business intelligence, data analytics, and automation. That's what we do. By qualification, academic qualification, I'm a mechanical engineer, then MBA, 16 plus years of experience in a variety of industries. Started with a bank, an oil refinery, then a real estate company, a manufacturing company, and then FMCG company. A lot of automobile companies I've worked in as a consultant, and that's what I am. And we have clients like Mercedes, Bulgari, Henkel, Glaxo, IKEA, Emirates NBD, L'Oreal, Hilton. I'm currently based in UAE, and I would like to know from which city or country you are currently joining from. I'm from Dubai, by the way. Okay. And these are the clients which I was talking about. So put it in the chat which country or city you are currently joining from. And Ravi is joining from Hyderabad. It must be morning over there. Okay. Yes. Adit, Canada, Chicago, Tariq Azmi, Toronto, Kugai. I think you are there in our Excel program also. Season, New Jersey. Okay. Good. And that's our team. Some of you might have met them in different occasions, maybe in the doubt clearing sessions in the boot camp. Okay, that's Himanshi, Muthu, Vineet, head of our training also. So let us understand how does the bad data look for you. Okay, can you throw some light on this part? Like, what is a dirty data or messy data for you? What do you consider a data which is not ready to use? We have people from UK. It should be almost midnight over there. Okay, Daljit, Canada. Okay, good. So what is the meaning of a bad data? First of all, what do you do in data cleaning? Can we understand that part? And guys, again, this is not a recorded session. This is a live session. And the benefit of live session is that we need to interact with each other. So if I'm asking some questions, please participate in that conversation. Then it will be more useful for both of us. Otherwise, I could have run the recorded videos also for that. So Vijay says data with unwanted spaces and special characters, merged cells, empty cells, okay, gaps. So let's understand that part also. Okay, so when it comes to data cleaning, what kind of things people do? So generally people remove some clutter. They remove some blank rows, sometimes total rows, sometimes unwanted rows. Okay, look at these blank lines in between, total lines in between, and that's one line at the bottom also. And they want it something like this. They sometimes fix the layouts. Look at this, Jan, Feb, March. They are coming side by side. Okay, and the headers are in multiple rows. So we can keep them simple, region and then months and the data set. Like that, we can keep on cleaning things. Sometimes we delete columns, sometimes we rename columns, sometimes we remove rows, and like that, so many things. Sometimes we merge the dates properly. Like, look at this. The name here, it is appearing properly because the case is proper, the spaces are removed. Here, sometimes things are duplicate. This line is having some duplicate. So we can ignore the duplicate lines. We can combine them together by summarizing things. Sometimes our names are required to be splitted. Sometimes they need to be combined. And similarly, we might need to have proper spellings, which might be a result of wrong data entry. So we need to rectify it into proper names. Look at this, North America. In different varieties, people have written it. Maybe different kind of people have written it. So they have their own understanding of North America. But ultimately in our report, we need one single value. So that is one way of looking at dirty data or unclean data, something which is not ready to use. Now, this was all the practices which people do. Let me take you through some examples of that kind of data. What are the challenges in this data set? And why I am taking you through these things? Because unless you understand what is wrong with the data, how will you plan for cleaning it? How will you plan for cleaning that data? Like here, we are having these two top rows, which are unwanted. Row number 12, not required. Here we have column B, empty. Column D, that is empty. Column H, that is empty. So we need to get rid of these columns. Otherwise, we will forget Power BI or something. We will not be able to create even the pivot tables, right? And here, merged cells are there. Generally, we don't want merged cells. We want individual data entries. So supermarket needs to be filled in all these three or all these lines, 7, 8 lines. Then only it will make sense. Then only we can write formulas which will summarize it at a proper level. Clear? The problem of blank rows and blank columns. We also talked about something unwanted or noisy data. So look at this data set where at the top we are having some entries, some 10, 15 lines which are not required. And How we are getting it? We are getting it when we try to download these kind of things from an ERP report. ERP reports generally tell you what you have downloaded and all, and that's the reason these unwanted lines at the top are coming. Our main focus would be a tabular data set. Customer number, name, currency, current, and these are different aging buckets, and the total. This is accounts receivable data from a finance department. So we need to get rid of top lines, we need to get rid of bottom lines, we need to get rid of so many unmerged columns also. Okay, then only this can be cleaned. How many of you would like to see me doing this practically? Type if you want to get this done practically, how to clean this data set. Okay, so I will go over here, and those who are in our advanced inner circle programs like Patterson, we have Vaishali and a couple of more people. This will come soon. Okay, so if you feel that something else is there more important to you, you can attend. You can feel free to leave the meeting. Okay, because this will be starting on 12th of July already. All these things. I'm just repeating some of the things from the old. Okay, so here, let's go to this data set where I'm having this AR data, accounts receivable data. I was talking about it just now. And here, same problems. What are the challenges? At the top, we are having some lines up to this point. Look at this. The one which I have selected, that is not required. That is unwanted. Here, we are having row number 16, row number 18. They are having the right columns, right? But the column headers are split into two rows. Then some blank rows, and at the bottom, I am having some 3 or 4 lines which needs to be removed, because totals and all, I will get it directly from a system like pivot tables or Power BI. So how to clean this? Now I am sure that all of you are able to do it in Excel at least. Manually, one by one, you can delete each row which you don't want. You can delete each column which you don't want. You can unmerge the columns or rows. Look at this cell. This is combining so many columns. How many of you know how to take care of it? It doesn't matter how much time it takes, but how to take care of it within Excel. Can you type Excel for that? If you know how to take care of this data in Excel at least, manually. Now what I will do, I will try to show you how to do it in Power BI. How to do it in Power BI. But we need to understand the problems here at the source first. Then only it will be easy to do it at Power BI level. Okay, so we need to get rid of some top rows. How many rows? I think 14 lines or 15 lines we can get rid of it easily. Then some blank rows, some bottom rows. There is a lot of merging happening. So when we bring it to Power BI, it will get unmerged. So then we will need to get rid of the blank columns also. And ultimately we need how many columns? Let's count them. We need 9 columns. So I will close this file without making any changes in Power BI, and I will open a Power BI desktop file. And in this Power BI desktop file, I would like to import the data from Excel. Now, where is the data? Data is in this location. So let me copy the location and paste it over here. So that's my folder. I will select that file and open. So it will open a navigation window. And here I will select the sheet which I would like to work with. And then load is for when the data is ready. Currently, our data is not ready. We can see so many blank columns are getting generated because of the unmerging, which is happening. So at least we need to get rid of them, if not something else. So I will click on the transform data, and this transform data will take me to a window which is known as Power Query or Power Query Editor. Now in this window, this is the name of the sheet. I can minimize this for now. And on the right side, we have some steps. Now the beauty of Power Query is that it will record each and everything you do. Like if I select this column and say delete, it will record that step. If I select column 3 and 4, both of them delete, it will record all of them. Column 2, 3, 4, they needs to be deleted. But I'm currently avoiding it. Let me go step by step, not randomly. First, I would like to get rid of some rows at the top. So from row number 1 until 15, I think that was the scenario. Let me check. Row number 15, yes, because from row number 16, I'm having some headers. So I will say over here, remove from top, how many lines? I would mention 15. And when I click on OK, it takes me up to that level. So top 15 lines are gone from this data set, right? And I can also do something like this, remove blank rows, because row number 1 is totally blank. Row number 2 is totally blank. Okay. 1, let's see. So 1 is not blank because it is having some headers, but 2 is blank. Maybe 4 and 5 is also blank. So if I go over here and say remove blank rows, it will take away the rows which are totally blank. Even if one single column is having any value, it will retain that part. Right? That is done. And now comes the part which is column 2. Do you see this gray color? That means empty. It is 100% empty. Column 3, 4, like that. Now I need to get rid of all the blank columns also. But unfortunately, this interface doesn't give anything for blank columns. What can we do? Anyone who can suggest in the chat? What I will do is, one way is I can delete them one by one. The second way is, if these are some columns, I can transpose them and make them rows. So when I say transpose, there is an option of transpose. And now what happens? All the blank columns have become blank rows. So I can apply the same technique which I just used few minutes back, which is remove blank rows. And all my blank columns are gone. If this was not done, I would be deleting it one by one, each column, finding and deleting. Okay. Another important thing here which we can notice is that some of the headers are in this column, some of the headers are in this column. I would like to see all the headers together in one single column. So I will take this and use Control key and this, and then I will say I would like to merge these columns. With a separator, without a separator, that's totally up to you. I'm not keeping any separator. When I say OK, these are all my headers. These are all my headers. And now since the problem of blank columns is gone, the headers are combined, but they are still in rows. So what I can do, I can transpose it back, and my headers are in row number 1, and my other important data is below that. And I will use one more step, which is saying use first row as headers, because currently the header names are column 1, 2, 3, 4. which are dummy column names. Nobody understands them. So I will select use first row as headers, and now all the columns names are updated to the actual header names. Something at the bottom might be of an issue. Let's scroll down and see there are two lines which I don't want at the bottom. So what I will do, I will say remove bottom. How many lines? Maybe 2 lines, and click OK. And now when I click close and apply, this data set would be available to me in a cleaner format. There was one more step which I could have done, which was checking the data types. But because the data set was simple, so data types are not an issue here. You can see all of them are numeric. The currency column and the customer name column, they are non-numeric. Rest of the things are automatically fixed from here. Because I saw that it was happening automatically by promoting headers. That's why I didn't pay attention to it, but I could have looked into it also. And this is my clean data set. How many of you understood the broad process? I'm sure that many of you may not be used to Power Query, so that's totally fine. But what I wanted to make you understand is this is the situation of today's Excel file, this Excel file. Now, tomorrow when we download this Excel file and we keep it in the same location with the same name, and if the structure is not changing, all I need to do is click on refresh and it will update the process. It will pull the data from that Excel file and it will overlap that layer of transformation. What is the layer of transformation? This right side, whatever we have done, let me zoom it a little bit, that connect to a particular source, select a particular sheet, then remove top rows, blank rows, transpose the table, remove blank rows, merge the columns, and then retranspose, and then use the first line as the headers, check the data types, and remove last 2 lines. That is the process which it has noted down. So next time onwards, you don't need to worry about it. The first 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or 1 hour or 2 hours, whatever you have spent first time, that's the only time which you need to invest to perform this operation. Next time onwards, this refresh will be taking care of it. Is that part clear? Now, if I was doing it every day, and let's say if I had to clean it in Excel, and I was taking maybe 10 to 15 minutes, so at least 1 hour from this single exercise I am saving every week. How many of you agree with that? Because 10 minutes I would need to do this job cautiously. The things are simple, but because there is a lot of steps in that 5 to 10 steps, I might commit mistakes, or anyone human may commit mistakes on a daily basis. Okay. Nupur says transpose feature is only used for switching columns to rows, or is it used for other functionalities as well? No. So the purpose of transpose is something looking like this. It is tilting it by 90 degrees. Okay. That's the meaning of transpose. And then you can do it once again, it becomes same thing. Okay. That is the purpose of transpose. You might have seen it in Excel also. Same kind of thing. Nothing different. Now this was one problem of your data. Sometimes your data problems can come something like this. Let me show you one more example. This is a real data of a restaurant which we used to consult long back. And what they were doing, they were having so many aggregators. Like if I talk about UAE, we have Talabat, Zomato. So in Saudi Arabia, it is Hunger Station. Okay. We have Noon. we have multiple aggregators who are providing orders or who are like giving the traffic to the restaurant for the order. Now, every aggregator is having a product name, but they might have written it in a different manner. Look at this: butter chicken combo plus two parathas. Okay, breads. Someone has written it differently. Tandoor roti. Someone is just asking for a bun. Okay, like a burger. But the main dish is butter chicken with four chapatis or two parathas or whatever portion of rice. Ultimately, it is all butter chicken. And this is the real data from a restaurant. Think of it. 27 or I don't know how many. These are 22 something like lines referring to just one product, one item in the menu. And when you are creating the report, you are not able to understand how many butter chickens you have sold. How many of you have felt this is the same problem which we were having in North America, right? Sometime back in one of the image. So what you would like to do, you would like to clean it in one way or other. And maybe you would like to classify it into a broad category, maybe the variant, maybe the main ingredient, something which you can extract out of these things. That is known as data cleaning. That is where you are adding the value. Another classic case is you have multiple files and you want to combine them together into one single file, one single sheet. Something like this. Watch this. If this is the data set which you are having and you are trying to combine file 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, all of them together. Now currently, one good point about these files is they're all of same length in terms of column. Column H, everywhere the structure is same. And the order of column is also same. So if you were copy pasting Control C, Control V, one below other, it would still work. But how many times you would do? Currently, these are 5 files. Imagine that you have to do it every 3 hours or every day or every week, right? You would not like to do these things. Maybe sometimes you might forget one of the file and you might copy one file multiple times by mistake. So how to overcome this? Let's do this also in a practical exercise. So I might be having, I'm having this yearly sales, and you can see there is a data of 2023 and there's a data of 2024. And if I show you both these files, opening them, the data set is exactly same format. It is exactly same format. Look at this. From invoice date until sales target, and here also it is the same order, same number of columns. It's just that this is for 2024 and this is for 2023. And I've taken just a sample of 2 years, but it can be 25, 26, 27. I don't know how many we need. Okay. So I will close these 2 files and I will go for Power BI. Click on More. And I need to select the folder method. I will be selecting a folder method because all the files are placed in a folder. So when I select a folder method, it will ask me where is that folder. So I will go and fetch that folder location from here and paste it over here. When I click OK, it will give me these 2 options, that these are the 2 files in that folder, and currently Power BI is not able to read them because they are in binary format, something which Power BI and Excel communicates with each other, because we connected to a folder, not an Excel file. Because when we say that connect to an Excel file, Power BI knows to read them like an Excel file. So in this case, what I will do, I would click on combine and load, because both the files are same and there's a particular sheet which I want to pick out of those files and I want to combine them. So it is asking me, what is that file which you want to pick as a sample file? So by default, it is taking the first file, but you can change which one you want to pick as the sample file. So no problem, let it be the first file. And here, this sheet you want to combine, that's empty. This one, yeah, this is having the data set. So this, when I click OK, what it will do, it will pick up only that particular sheet from both the files and then give us a data set which is combined over here. Look at this, yearly sales. In fact, let me show you the tabular view of this data. Yearly sales, and it is also mentioning the source of the two files from where the rows are coming, the records are coming. Now this was the scenario of one situation where two files were there. Now going forward, you might get new year 2026, 2027. So let me show you an example of what if we add this file which is belonging to 2025. I copy it and paste it in this folder. When I paste this in folder, what is my new task? My new task will be, you go over here and click on refresh. It will do the same job for the new file also, as well as for the old files, and it will combine all three of them together. Currently, look at this, 12,000 lines, and here I have got 2025 as well. So my work next year or next to next year is not going to increase as long as my folder is updated. I just need to click on refresh, right? I just need to click on refresh. Aina, we will talk about that after some time. Okay, so just hold on and we will share some details about that also. How many of you are clear with this process? That you can automate your consolidation process using Power Query, and it will be ultimately a one-click refresh task for whatever you are doing, whether the file is being added to the portal, to that folder, or whether it is being deleted from that folder. Do we need to clean each of the files in the folder? Now, in this case, the files were clean. In some cases, the files may not be clean. In that case, you need to take care of it. And that's what I am going to show you over here. Look at this. This is the data, which I think those who have attended our boot camp, they might know how to combine this. This was just a repetition for those people at least. Okay. What if you are having a data set like this? Clean data set. But look at the columns where they are ending. Here it's ending at U, T, Y, and P. The information is still same. Product, months, values, these are the values. Same thing is happening in all the four files, and we would wish to combine all of them together. How will you clean this part and consolidate it? Because this cannot be combined or appended together. This situation, you cannot simply put them one below other, because if you put them one below other, what will happen? Let's say we talk about any one column M. April 2017 will be going or combining with August 2017, here March 2017, and here it is December 2017. They will be falling below each other, and your data will be even more messy, right? So you should know how to combine these things, and this is what is just one situation. Let me show you one more situation. Let me show you one more situation. Watch this. Now, in this case, your data columns are in two rows. Year is in one row and months in the second one. So problem is even more complex. The number of columns are different. The headers are in two lines. So we need to do the transpose. Then maybe we need to repeat this 2017 in all these 12 values. Then 2018 in these values. Ultimately, you may realize that if I am going to do it manually, then also there is a challenge. I cannot copy paste simply one below other. If I want to automate this, then also there is a challenge, because we can't keep things one below other. In fact, how will you keep? We can't even relate. But the reality is that Power BI can handle this data set also. And I will give you a direction. Rather than combining them together, you first clean each file. You first clean each file and then combine. What is the cleaner version of this file? Anyone who can tell me? Let's say this is the file. What is the cleaner version of this file? What are the values visible in this data set? Right? Look at this. One item is product. Second value is month. And the third is nothing but the value itself. These are the three things which are available in this data. Right? And maybe we can add country also. So that's my country. 4 columns at the max, even if we use the sheet name also. Same thing is available here, same thing is available here, and same thing is available here. If we clean it before combining, then it is a simple exercise. But if we don't clean it before combining, then it is very complex, whether you do it manually or you do it through some formulas or anything else. But this is possible to be done. It will take some time, it will take some learning, but once done, after that it will be refresh. That's the task which you need to do next time for so many countries. Currently there are 4 countries, but even if there are 10 countries, 14 countries, it will still be same kind of task. It will be same kind of task. But what if another file comes to this folder like a 5th one? Yes, that will also be happening. As I said, currently these are 4 files, but once the process is set, when you add 5th file or 6th file, and if they are following a similar structure, similar means similar, not exact. Similar means the headers are like this, the products are in column A, and there are some values. The number of columns may be here and there, because that is current scenario also. That is current scenario also. So that's what you need to learn in Power BI. Then only you can reclaim your time, which you are currently wasting on data cleaning, and your actual job is maybe to understand the data and analyze and take actions, or guide your seniors to take certain actions. Okay. Let's go back and do one more exercise from the data set. What's there in monthly sales? Yeah, let's get into this. I hope this new file, monthly sales, is visible. This is actually a target file. This is a budget or target file which someone has prepared. Location, the manager, salesman, customer type, customer, my months, and their respective sales values or budget values or whatever is the value, we don't know. Then there is a total. Then we have these things. Then again there is a total. Then we have next year, and then there is a total. So what are the problems in this data set? Who can tell me? What are the challenges with this data set? Because if you tell me, I will be able to clean it. It's like a report. Amazing, Nima. That's what people need to understand. It's like a report. But the report is so wide and so long that it doesn't feel like a report to us. It is complex to understand. So rather than someone showing me like this report, I would like to see it a little bit more graphical, maybe small, like summaries out of this data set. Stani is saying we have totals in the columns. Yes, we have totals in the columns, so we need to get rid of them. We have totals in between. Okay, inner circle people. Very good. Malik, Kat, Kabir. We need to get rid of any kind of subtotals, grand totals and all, even if they are removed. Look at this. Look at this line, and let me highlight it in a different color. Let's keep it orange. So this line, this one, not that one. Okay. This one, total, that is also a total. That's total. So many subtotals are there which needs to be removed. And then here there is total, right? Here also we have total, multiple subtotals. If we go in the manager also, we have manager total. If we go in the city also, we have location total. So it is all full of so many subtotals in different columns. And at the top, there are two lines. And maybe at the bottom, there is a grand total also. So these totals are actually harming us. They are not helping us. Because if someone says, what is my total sales? Okay, what is my total sales? Maybe this number is a little bit extra. Yeah. So if someone says, what is my total? People will generally tend to add these things, but that is already having some subtotals and grand totals. So your actual total, which was supposed to be 4353016, because of these things, it is, I don't know how many times it is getting multiplied. It is inflated. So we need to get rid of this subtotals, these blank lines, and we need to fill this salesman name against all the kind of customers. Okay, so these are the challenges which we need to do. Now, what is it that you would like to, like, how will you identify, even if you are doing it manually, how will you identify that, how to identify which rows to delete? Fill down will happen later, but you need to first identify what to delete. How to identify the total rows? The ones which I've highlighted, some of them only I've highlighted. There are so many lines, and it can even be more lengthier in terms of number of rows. So there will always be some column which will tell you that these are the values which you want, these are the values which you don't want. And in this case, you can see, focus on the most granular column, and here the customer is the most granular column. So if customer is empty, this is a subtotal because of the customer type. That's a subtotal because of the salesman, right? When the customer name is there, we should keep it. When the customer name is not there, we should remove it. And I think that will take care of majority of the columns, the subtotals and the grand totals, majority of them. Let's try to do it in Power BI. So I'm closing it and I'm going back to my Power BI and I am selecting one Excel file again. Which one? This one. And when I click on open, this will be my sheet, and load and transform. I need to click on transform because it needs cleaning. What kind of cleaning? Let's first get rid of the noise. How? I would like to do my columns as soon as possible. So I will go for using first row as headers. My columns are there. And then I will go to this column, customer. If it is empty or null, I don't want it. And click on OK. I think all the subtotals are gone now. What I need to do now? For this one, look at this. Supermarket is associated with all these customers. Similarly, Siddiq is also related with these customers like Shibu and Rahmat and Cat. So I need to take all these columns and go into transform and fill down. That's what is cleaning. And I will select these columns. Look at this. My months are distributed in so many columns. And there are some subtotals also in between. So what I would do, I will select from location to customer. I want to retain them as it is. And then I will right click and say unpivot other columns, which will unpivot. Some of you might be hearing this word first time, but this means that earlier it was a report kind of structure. And how that report was created? Maybe using a pivot structure. So we want to revert it back to the normal structure, which is unpivoting. So I will double click and change this to month. And this one is my value or sales or whatever it is. I will change the data type of this to a date type. And that is my clean data set. But before even doing this, look at this 2023, 2024, 2025. These are the subtotal rows. I forgot to delete them, but I intentionally kept them. Why? Look at this. They are not able to convert the values into a month. Here, it is a text. Everywhere else, it was just a month date. So it was able to continue cleaning. So what I will do, I will go back to one step and here I will say anything which is having a total, I don't want it. I can select them like this and click OK and go to home, close and apply, and that is my clean table. That's my clean table which has appeared over here. This one. Now this is the data set which can generate the report which we started with, plus individual charts. Something like I'm having a chart like this, and I want to show location wise or manager wise sales value. I want to create one more chart, this time like this, and I would bring the customer type and the sales value, maybe a donut chart, and then I would create values with respect to months, maybe a line chart, and that's my trend. This is what people can understand. The earlier things we were not able to understand. In fact, I can bring some of the numbers which is like a total value using the sales value, and that's my total sales. So that's a report now, something which people understand. But this is only possible if your data is in a tabular manner and a like I would say vertical manner, not months distributed into different columns. Is that clear? Why the cleaning is important? I'm sure all of you understand that part. Once again, Syed, Vaishali, Stani, if you have something else to do, you can go because this is already there with you. Okay. Otherwise, you can stay and revise some of the concepts. That's totally fine with me. And save. So these are the things which we would do in terms of cleaning. These are the things which we would do in terms of cleaning. Now, let me give you one more example. In fact, I can give you that example using the presentation itself, that this is the data set. What's happening? Yeah, this is the data set which we talked last time, that we need to clean it first, then only we can combine them. And the cleaning will require the month, the product, and the values. Three things. Once those three outputs are there, then you can put them one below other. Then you can put them one below other. Okay. Now let's take it one more level down. Not down means one more complexity, that here the month names are constant. You can see up to column M, but these are belonging to different years. And if we just combine them one below other, then nobody will understand that which month it is from which year. So you need to definitely pick the sheet name along with these months to generate your month, date, or actual month here and these months. So here also you will have to transpose it or combine it or merge it or unpivot it, multiple things you need to do. Then only it will be a simplistic model of a location column, then a month column, and a value column. If all three are giving me same thing, then I can combine them together. And once it is done, Power Query will be just a refresh away next time. Clear? That's how Power Query works. Sometimes you may need to combine things which are not named exactly same way. You can see the order is same, but customer name, and the party, all three mean same. But the places from where these are coming, maybe the three different teams are filling the data sets and they write things in their manner, their understanding, from their perspective. And different perspectives and the consolidation from different perspective files is a challenge for the person who is combining or using them for the reporting. Right? So these are some of the things which I have shown you, and you also need to learn some things like sometimes Power BI will give you an error. Let's say I remove this file. And I just change it to monthly sale. I've just renamed it to monthly sale. And when I go and try to refresh it over here, it gives me an issue. You can see it is giving me an issue that I'm not able to find the file. So you will come across a lot of files, lot of errors, but do you really know what that error means and how to fix it? Because what is the meaning of this? The key didn't match any rows in the data. Who can like reverse engineer? What is the challenge? What is the meaning of this? We couldn't parse the input provided as a date value. Right? What is the meaning of these view errors? How will you resolve these things? You need to know the process properly, then only you will be able to resolve these things. Sometimes you need to understand the column nature by looking at its stats. How many lines are there, counts are there, how many errors are there, how many empty values are there, how you will reach to this place. Sometimes you need to rename things. Look at the names which IT team gives. They don't want spaces. IT team is never looking for spaces, right? Look at these column names. But for the reporting purpose, we would like to have the spaces over here. So that's another way of looking at things, that different needs require different things. And ultimately, if there is any change, someone needs to take care of this transformation somewhere. And Power Query is the place where it can be completed. Sometimes you need to combine the data also. Imagine you are having a data set which is coming from a database, having so many columns, but for your reporting needs, you don't need all the columns. You don't need that granularity also. So here, this data set, the backend one, it is having 80,000 lines. But the kind of analysis which we are expecting out of this data, the person for whom we are preparing it, he doesn't look for these kind of details, these many details. This is a summarized version of the same data set. Using a pivot table, I have summarized. But can you do it in Power BI? Without using a pivot table, can you do it in the Power Query or Power BI so that you don't need to deal with this in Excel or at the source? Okay, so that is the thing which people need to know. Sometimes there are things which are splitted, like VLOOKUP kind of situation, and complex VLOOKUP. Like here, you can see I'm having region and product ID. Here also region and product ID is there. And based on these two combinations, I am running different promotions or campaigns which can give you some discount. And I would like to import this discount over here. How will you do it? That's the meaning of cleaning. And cleaning is not, this merging is not just for, I would say, to fulfill the need of VLOOKUP. It is actually useful in different ways. It can help you to find common values. It can help you to find what is not common between them, to consolidate two things, to filter a bigger data set. Think of it. There are 10,000 customers in your model, in your business. And for some reason, you don't want 1,000 of them. Now it is physically impossible to select those 1,000 items, 1,000 customers. And to add on to that complexity, maybe they are getting combined out of 5 to 7 files or 10, 15 files. Then how will you take away those 1,000 out of those 10,000 customers? Merging helps in that part also. And sometimes you need to write columns or conditions in the Power Query. So I'm showing you all these examples to make you understand that what you need in a practical scenario in terms of data cleaning. Look at this data set. And I've told you earlier, this is the report with some problems, and this is a data set without any problems. From this to this, matter of 2 drag and drops, but from this to this, it's a lot of work. So I would like to have my data set in this format rather than the top one. How to do it? That's where Power Query will help. That's where Power Query will help. And like that, this we just cleaned, right? Report structure to a database table structure. And always try to prefer a table structure, but from a database perspective. They retain minimum number of columns and maximum number of rows. Rows are not an issue. Those who say my number of records are high and all. So first of all, what you feel high is not high. Some people say it is having 5,000 rows or 10,000 rows. The data is bigger. No, that's not a big data. Okay, that's not even close to anything like big. But if you say 50 columns, 100 columns, 130 columns, that is actually a alarming sign for you. So when you keep on adding more month columns, that's a problem for you. So you need to fix the structure. You need to create your model in such a way so that your number of columns is not increasing when your records are increasing with time. That is the nature of a clean data set, clean structure. Okay, so this, we just cleaned it into this format just few minutes back. This is known as unpivoting. Sometimes you need to pivot. Look at this data set. Here, someone has mentioned sales amount and unit and their respective values in one single column. Now, if they are in one single column, when I try to take this into a chart, what I will get? I will get the combination of amount plus units, which is wrong. That's not factually correct. So I need to split them or filter them somehow. So this structure would be better, that there is a one separate column for amount and another one for units or volume. Then only it will be good when we try to use them in our reports, in our charts. Now tell me, whatever I've shown till now, some of the things we did using Power BI manually, like I demonstrated that part. Some of the things we did not do, but we were trying to understand the problems of the data. How many of you are able to relate, or how many of you are facing these kind of data sets on a day-to-day basis or maybe a weekly basis whenever you are having a report or a dashboard to be created? And how many of you would like to gain that capability to handle these things in an automated way so that next time your work is only refresh? Yes, first time we need to invest some time like any other investment, but after that it would be one click refresh. And slowly we will try to identify each and every repetitive data cleaning task and get rid of it by automating it using Power Query or Power BI. So coming back to things, what is needed? We started with that we need to remove the clutter sometimes. We need to fix these headers and all. We need to clean the value like dates. We need to fix them properly. We need to filter sometimes duplicate values, sometimes splitting the columns, sometimes merging the columns, and sometimes removing the spelling mistakes. Not only that, we need to combine the files. We need to match things and then join them together, right? We need to have these multiple columns of months or countries or something in a vertical manner. We need to append things. So that's the same as appending Jan, Feb, March, or different countries. We need to combine them together. That's known as appending. And sometimes we need to do other similar things by doing manual calculations based on a particular condition and refreshing part. That is the nature of cleaning the data, right? Some things we do at a table structure, some things we do across the tables or across the files from a folder, from a database, then a CSV file. Things are coming same. We need to combine them together. All that is part of data transformation. There is a term, I'm not sure whether you have heard it or not. There's a term known as ETL. All this process, technical jargon is ETL. I generally try to avoid this word, but it also makes sense to know at least the like full form of this word. It means extract the data from a source. It can be CSV, it can be Excel, it can be a database or something else. Then transform it. All these things which we have discussed so far, it is part of the transformation. And then L stands for finally loading, so that it can go to Power BI or maybe Tableau or maybe simple Excel also, and we can create our reports in a nice manner which people can understand. That's the nature of data preparation. Now, what do you think? How much is the time which you spent on a weekly basis in dealing with data? Tell me number of hours, and especially something which you are cleaning it manually. How many hours every week you devote to this task? And I'm sure that it will vary from your work profile to different kind of roles which you are having. But whoever it is over here, how many hours do you generally spend to do this? So Vaishali is saying 8 to 10 hours weekly she is spending on these kind of activities. What about others? Ahmad is saying 15 to 20 hours because his main role is reporting and dashboard, so that requires a lot of cleaning. Vijay is saying 10 to 15 hours. Sezan is saying 20 hours. Here we have Robert who is saying almost whole week. Okay, then what is the time which you devote to the final dashboard and the analysis and taking actions? That was the main purpose of hiring us, right? Correct? That was the main purpose. Now, that is the sad reality that we are always in the process of cleaning and creating things. We are never getting enough time to read the reports or understand it so that the main purpose can be fulfilled. Otherwise, there is no purpose of reading that report or creating that report. Now, imagine, now let me give you something which you can evaluate right away. Okay. All of you know how much time you spent. All of you know your, so let me show you this, and I'm sharing this to everyone. One thing is for sure that no matter what kind of data cleaning problem you are having, it doesn't matter how much time you are having. I believe that 90% of that time can be saved at least in terms of data cleaning. So do one thing. Let's see how much it is costing you. Go to this link, which I've shared in the chat. Select your respective currency and select the number of hours which you are spending every week. Looking at the previous responses, let me keep, let's say, 10 hours. Okay, in fact, that can be 15 also. The average can be 15 because some people were saying 20, 15 hours. One person was saying almost 30 to 40 hours in the data cleaning he takes. Okay, but I'm keeping 10. Mention your monthly income over here, whatever it is. This will stay with you. It is just a calculator which does the job on the fly. So let's say someone is having, I don't know what's your salary, but you know your number. Let's keep $10,000 if someone is spending on this part. It can be more, it can be less also. Now, do you know that if you're spending 10 hours in the data cleaning, on almost 90%, 95% of this can be automated? What does this mean? This means that you are wasting $30,000 of your earning. You're not paying it with money as such, but that is the opportunity cost. That is a time. This time could have been used with family, friends, maybe your health, or maybe doing something else which can impress your management, which can give you maybe a raise or a promotion or something else. Can you understand? Have you ever thought that what is the cost? Sometimes we generally think, okay, I know how to do it. It's just that it is taking more time. But what's the meaning of more time? We never calculate that. That is how you need to think. Mention your numbers, guys. And if you were taking 10 hours, maybe you can reduce to 9, because I believe that 90% of that time can be saved at least. I'm still pessimistic. 100% can be saved, but I'm saying let's keep the 10% room for or like a lack of knowledge. Okay? So that what is that value which is coming for you personally? You know your numbers, right? Whichever is the currency. Now with this, think of it how much you are wasting every week. So this is a calculation for 15 hours. And if someone is earning at $50 per hour, these many total weeks of working, that's 720 hours per year he or she is wasting. That's the real cost of dirty data. Have you done the math for yourself? And this is multiple data sets. It is repetitive, it is frustrating, and it is having a lot of errors if we do it ourselves, which means more time wastage. So from Monday we start, by the time Thursday we finish, and the next set of files are ready for the next week. And it keeps on building. More and more reports are coming, more and more data sets are coming, more and more sources of data sets are coming into the business. So your work is increasing with time. What if you are able to create a system so that you don't have to repeat the same task next time, unless the structure is changing, unless the environment is changing? What if you can spend your evenings and weekends for the things which you love, for the people which matters to you? So here is the plan, guys. Let's gain back at least 10 hours from our week to do something meaningful, or maybe not doing anything. Let's reclaim those 10 hours using data preparation techniques of Power BI or Power Query. It can be used in Power BI, it can be used in Excel. And if you guys give me a permission, like that, I would like to share the details of a program which is starting from this Sunday. Okay. How many of you are interested to see? And if you are not interested to see, feel free to leave the meeting. And those who are looking forward to this program, stay and listen to it. Okay. So this program starts on next Sunday, 12th of July. Okay. You know why majority of the implementations, whether it is an ERP or a BI project, fails? Because the implementation is not right. People are not thinking what is right data set, and they are having, for the sake of having, I am having in my organization SAP or Oracle or this and that, but ultimately they end up using normal Excel files. So this program, which is starting, which is part of a bigger program, which is Advanced Power BI Inner Circle for our community. Okay, this is just one module of that which deals with data preparation, and this is the majority of your like BI journey, report creation journey. What happens in this program? It is a 5 to 6 weeks journey. Okay, where we will be understanding the basics of data cleaning. We will be understanding the complex situations, whatever we have noticed earlier in the presentation, and we will be building systems so that they run automatically. Next time, just a refresh might be required. Or if you are using Power BI and if you are having Power BI licenses, maybe even not refresh is required. It can be automatically refreshed. You don't even need to click it. It can be automated or scheduled. Week 1, we will talk about the identification. What is the nature of the messiness in your data set? And we will do the basic cleanings. Week 2, we will talk about how to merge things, how to append things, how to combine things from a folder. Week 3, we will talk about splitting, merging columns, okay, summarizing columns, grouping columns and all, grouping the data to a lower level, or maybe restructuring it, unpivoting, pivoting in detail. And then here we will be doing some capstone projects and all. Okay, so it will be a 5 to 6 weekend program. July 12, 19, 26, August 2nd, and August 9th, maybe one more week if required. Okay, these are some details, but I have broadly explained you that the curriculum will be more or less what we have seen earlier. Those are the practical exercises which we go through, plus many more. How the program is structured, let's understand that part. So it is live 3 hours every Sunday. And the following Saturday, so this is 3 hours live teaching. You learn with us. Some of you practice if you can at that time. Otherwise, you practice during the week. But we will be also trying to add some extra Saturday practice sessions so that whatever you learn over here, you will be doing some exercises, practical exercises, hands-on exercises, so that you are not just watching things. Okay, you will be getting access to our advanced inner circle of Power BI, that community. Some of the students were part of that community here just now. Okay, they, whenever they see any session, they just come. Okay, and we need to tell them that this is already with you guys, you don't need to worry about it. Okay, but they still come to revise things and they don't want to miss things. That's the kind of community which we are having. And it will be having some weekly exercises and touch-ups, and you can bring the things which you are being bothered from the data side. What is your cleaning problem? You can bring that also. Okay, now let's talk of the commercials. So first, it is a 5 weekend program, roughly 10 sessions, 5 live and 5 practice sessions. Okay, then 1 year recording of everything which you get. It will be real practical data sets which people come across at their workplace, and weekly challenges will be there, small challenges, so that you do hands-on rather than just watching. Okay, now I don't know what was the number which you got in that opportunity cost which you are wasting currently. So let's take it 2 to 5,000. As per 10 hours, if someone is earning 10,000 or 8,000, it was something like 27,000 to 30,000 US dollars. I don't know what's your number. Let's keep it bare minimum that in an year you are wasting this much money in terms of your time to do the data cleaning job. Or full Power BI program, that is also costing at least $2,000 if people pay in 4 EMIs. This module is $499 US dollars. That's the price of this program. Now, since it is starting on Sunday and some people have already joined this outside the inner circle, I would like to give you an opportunity that it will not be $499, it will be just $299 plus taxes. And there are only 5 people which we are looking for. 5 people who want to reduce their burden of data cleaning. Just 1 month or 5 weeks you give us, and next whole year your problem of data cleaning are solved. And why next whole year? In fact, going forward also, you will be using the same systems which you will be building. Okay. Now, $299 is the price, and I'm sure that many of you may not be ready with it. So I will be giving you an option over here. Okay. $299, whoever comes first, they will be getting this benefit. Who is in? Type me in the chat box and I will share the link in some time. I will share the link in some time. But type me in the chat box if you are ready to join this program. And before we do any actions, before you make the payment, I would also like to show you some bonuses along with this. Only for those 5 people who will take the action, I have some things like this. First is you can apply the same kind of techniques in Excel also using this program which is pre-recorded, Power Query for Excel. Power Query for Excel. This will also be provided to you, 1 year access of this program. The learnings will be more or less same, but the interface is little bit different in Power Query for Excel. So this is recorded with that Excel interface. So you can learn it and implement it in Excel. And while learning live, we will be using the Power BI interface because that is more powerful. But many of you will be needing to clean the data. Many people learn Power BI just to clean the data. So I always ask them that if you just want to clean the data, why to come to Power BI? Power Query was launched in Excel first. Okay, Power Query was launched in Excel first. Second thing, the second bonus is that we will give you a library of dirty data so that you get more and more practice exercises. This is the thing which people generally love from the community. What they feel that give me more and more assignments, give me more and more challenges, because that's where they are engaged and we love to do that. But for this module, we have prepared a lot. We will be giving you at least 20 separate exercises, which will be like making you deal with different variety of scenarios related to data cleaning. Okay. Then the third thing is the AMCode cheat sheet. When I say AMCode cheat sheet, what does it mean? This means the Power Query, which we generally use through the interface. The Power Query is using the language AM in the backend. But many of us, in fact, including me, I don't understand the AM language. I don't understand the commands or the functions of AM language. So we will be giving you a library of functions which are handy in some situations, and we will tell you how to use it. We will try to minimize the use of this, but sometimes writing a simple function or a simple one-line code can really help you going forward. Otherwise, 99% of the time, this is a no-code program. No code. We can call it low code, let's say. 5% codes we might go for it, sometimes to handle some tricky situations rather than going through the 10 steps. Maybe one single line can do that part. So that is the library which we will be giving you, AMCode library. Excuse me. The fourth benefit will be the error Bible. What kind of errors? What do they mean? Where do you need to go to fix them? That will be the fourth bonus. And the fifth bonus is that whenever you are doing the cleaning, there are so many things which are coming to your mind to clean a particular process, to clean a particular situation. But which one to do first, which one to do last, how will you identify? And sometimes it matters, sometimes it may not matter. But sometimes from the efficiency perspective, it might matter. Sometimes from the error perspective, it might be important. So what should you do first? So we will be guiding you a decision tree or a checklist so that you understand what should be done. And after doing it maybe 5-10 times, you will get used to it automatically. You don't need a checklist after that. So this is what we will be getting as bonus number 5. And bonus number 6 is bring any of your problem. At least I would say one problem every person you bring, send it to us as a sample data, and we will be guiding you, or maybe we can connect live in the group so that it can help everyone. We connect live, we will guide you how to clean that part. And if you can share the data, I can give you or me or my team can give you the solution live, how to do it. Or maybe we can plan for it. Maybe sometimes things may be a little bit lengthier and it will be having multiple steps to clean it, but at least we will be guiding you on how to solve your biggest data cleaning problem. So these are the 6 bonuses, which if we combine them together, that's the total price. Maybe more, I'm not sure if it's fitting to the bill. Yeah, more or less same. Okay. So along with this, if we add all that, 299 is the cost of the main learning module itself, the live sessions itself. But if we combine the bonuses together, the total value which you are getting is 1491, and that's the price which you will be paying now. The curriculum, you have seen what kind of problems we will be solving. You have seen what bonuses you will be getting. The link is shared in the chat. 299 you need to pay. And for those who are not ready with 299, $99 you need to pay, and pay remaining by the end of Saturday, because Sunday is the live session and we need to plan for you guys. We need to give access to for you guys. So either 299 if you are comfortable with that cash immediately. For those people, like I could see that some people were saying that I need some time to arrange this money, so then 99 you need to pay now, at least 99 US dollars, and then remaining $200 you can pay within next 2 days. Okay, that will be the final offer. We just need 5 people. I cannot accommodate at this price more than 5 people. So once you complete the payment, so if you are in the process of making the payment, type PIP in the chat. And once you complete the payment, type paid, and we will be, what happens after the payment, we will be adding you to a WhatsApp group. We will be giving you access to the portal also, and you will be getting the Sunday details or the portal itself, meeting details of Sunday. It is generally 3-hour session, and you can ask questions after that, immediately after that. And following Saturday, we are planning some extra sessions to make you do certain exercises, hands-on exercises during those 90 minutes. Okay, so 3 hours live sessions, 90 minutes practice sessions. Learnings happens on Sundays, and the practice sessions happens on Saturdays. So that's the plan. Type me in the chat if you are in and if you have completed the payment. Yeah. Are these sessions only Sundays? Yes, these sessions are only Sundays. You will get the recording immediately next day, and there's no other alternate schedule because that is already, as I said, this is part of a program which is already running. But because this module is starting from Sunday, so I thought of maybe some people who are having data cleaning challenges might like to get involved in this. So that's what we are here for. Okay. Once the payment is complete, let me know in the chat so that we can confirm and team can confirm. If you're from UAE, you can get some payment methods, okay, like Tabby and all you can get. You can pay 299 through the Tabby also if you are from UAE or KSA. It will be 299 plus taxes. Please remember that, guys. The taxes will be your local taxes plus your local taxes. It can be 0, it can be some percentage. I don't know what is that percentage. Type PIP in the chat if you are in the process of making the payment. And any questions, let me know in the chat. You will be helping one-to-one also? No, we will not be helping one-to-one. This is a group learning program and you will be learning each and everything. Yes, I said that look at this session, your personal data files, we can help you to understand what needs to be done in the data file, but it will be happening during the sessions only. What will be the timing? The timing will be, let me pull up the calendar. It will be, you're from which time zone, Diljit? Let me pull it. So look at this. Here, Canada. Canada, which one? I don't know. You can identify it over here. The timing will be, that's the time at which we start, and 3 hours from there. So for Dubai, it is not 8:30, it is 8. Okay. So yeah. So you can check the timing over here. I think it will be somewhere in the afternoon, maybe 11 or maybe 10, 11 or 12 or something like that. Toronto maybe this time, noon, 3 hours. That is the fixed time which is running for last 9-10 months for this program, because we have people from multiple countries, and this is the time slot which fits to everyone. You can take the screenshot of this for those who are subscribing. Ahmed, congratulations. So 1 seat is already gone, guys. 4 left. And those who are paying the booking amount, okay, please make sure that first come, first served. If we fill our 5 seats before you pay, we will refund you that $99. Simple. Okay, but $99 is a token amount to have this price locked, because after this room, after we close the session from this today's webinar, the price will be $499. You can't get $299 after that. Okay. Before I join, I would like to see the curriculum. Curriculum, I have broadly explained, Anu, that we will be learning how to combine things from a folder, merging columns, splitting columns, summarizing the data sets. We will be transforming them into different structures, pivoting, unpivoting. Okay, there are multiple things which we'll be dealing with, but do not think of it like a curriculum. Think of it like different situations which we will be learning to deal with. Okay, so that's what we will be learning. Does it also cover the data sources other than Excel or CSV? It will not cover like that, but yes, we have already created some videos which you can refer to, because connection is a simple process that generally doesn't require anything. Connection is a very simple process. We have videos already done which can connect to SQL, SharePoint, Teams files. Okay, so whatever sources we are having in our environment, at least we will be demonstrating that in the form of videos. But majority of the module will be running on Excel or CSV files, because these will be available with everyone to practice. Okay. And for the different ERPs, SAP, Oracle, and all, we have collected some videos from the public, from YouTube and all. Those videos we will be like listing somewhere in the portal, so those you can refer over there. Next one, can I pay by Saturday? You need to at least pay 99 now and then remaining by Saturday. Okay, the payment link is already given to you. Yeah, that's the payment link. I'm getting a different price. The different price might be because of your location and the taxes. So when I refresh, and this is the link, you can see earlier it was 99, but because of me accessing it from UAE, it's 5% VAT. So 99 plus 5%, that's my final price. So it totally depends on your location. Okay, the taxes will be based on your location. If you go for, let's say, US, and just add one state, and then it will pinpoint your tax calculations. Otherwise, this is the price. Let's say someone is from UK. It might be changing the numbers. For UK, you need to fill the full details, then it will show you. Okay, so that is the price. Next question. Is this the final offer, or you have more things? No. What else do you expect other than this, right? Put it in the chat, but this is the final offer for this module. Okay, that's the best. And after we close, it's $499. Uh, I'm in the accounting. For accounting and finance, this is must. I'm not sure about the other departments where the data handling is not that much, but for accounts and finance people, they can't escape dealing with data. Reconciliation, think of reconciliation, think of your P&L reports and all. They all need data from different places and multiple places. Okay. Yeah. Can you share the link in the WhatsApp group also? Team, can you please share in the WhatsApp group also? Share the booking that $300 link, $299 link, and the booking link as well. Yeah. Okay, it is shared already. So guys, I will be putting a timer now, 5 minutes, and then we will close the session. 5 minute timer. If you have any questions, you can ask for next 5 minutes. Otherwise, we will close the session. Will you start any batch in future that have live sessions on Saturdays? No, Diljit. This is the batch currently which we are having. We don't have any surety about the other batches, and this is actually a cyclic thing. It may come next time only after 5 months, 4 to 5 months at least, because it is this is the first module of our advanced Power BI Inner Circle, which itself is costing $2,000. Okay, so I'm not very sure that it will come very soon. Sunday is the only part where this will be available. And this is the first time we are offering it as an individual, like a part of a bigger program. Otherwise, generally it is available in the full program only. Next question. I'm just checking the messages. In US, you have Klarna and Afterpay. So these are the two possibilities. Again, the taxes are always there every time, but these are the two possibilities which can help you to split the payment into multiple parts if that helps you. I was part of your session last year. Is there a refresher course? You can. So, Aina, were you part of the boot camp or inner circle? If I think you may be part of our, uh, what do you mean by boot camp? There is a live program which happens for 4 weeks, right? 4 to 5 weeks. So were you part of that, or you were part of a bigger program? Okay, you were part of that. So you can join that program at 50% discount. That's what people do. And I think if you want to attend the live again, that's why I'm mentioning that price. And the resources would be still available if you are within that 1 year range. Okay. How much is 50%? $99. Okay. Share your registered email address and then we will share the details for that. Will this module cover the visualizations and the DAX also? No. This is only related to data preparation. Okay. As I said, the Power Query program is actually having 4 stages, 4 or 5 stages. First is data preparation, then comes data modeling, then comes visualizations and interactivity, then distribution and online service. Okay. These are the 4 main modules of that. Data modeling is having that DAX and relationships as well. Okay. Relationships. So we are only talking about this. If you want to join each and everything, you can connect us at support@datasense.com and get details about our advanced Power BI program. Advanced Power BI program. So that will cover each and everything. This is only this portion. And that would be in the range of 2000 to $2,500. Yes, Aina, you can share it here. The chat is only visible to us, so you can speak about that. Don't worry. Or if you want to unmute yourself, just raise your hand and I will try to unmute you. You can speak now. Try now, unmuting yourself. Okay, you can send an email also. That's fine. Diljit, you are having some questions. Would you like to speak? Okay. Okay, guys. So then let's close the meeting, guys. Thank you so much for your time and see you next time. Amit, anything else for people who have subscribed? Do you need any further details so that they don't miss anything? Because the time is very less. 2 days are there only. Amit or whoever is there from the support team.
No, sir, we got everything.
I'm not able to hear you.
I said, am I audible now,
Yes,
sir?
yes, you are
Hello?
audible. Sorry.
Yes, sir. We got the details.
Okay, good, good. Diljit, this is the only like schedule as of now. No, nothing can be done for that because there are at least there are many people who will get impacted. Okay, so for one person, recordings are the only possibilities. Okay, if live sessions cannot be done, same recordings will be there, and then Saturday practice sessions will be there. So you can follow the partial learning through the recordings, and then the practice sessions will be on Saturdays. So that part you can see if that works. Recordings are available immediately next day. And in fact, short videos are also there for the video for the live sessions, so that you don't need to go through those 3 hours completely. Okay. So time is up, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend ahead in next 2 days.